behalf of the Secretary and the Commissioner how delighted we are to be here at the school, and with your extraordinary mayor and the members of the delegation. Thank you all for coming out today and for being such important partners of ours. Through our state's successful Race to the Top initiatives, continued record funding of Chapter 70 aid, and strategic efforts to turn around underperforming schools through the Achievement Gap Act, and especially the hard work of educators here in this school and all across the Commonwealth, Massachusetts is a national leader in student achievement and educational innovation, and that is incredibly important, and kudos to all of you who have been a part of it. But we have also had persistent achievement gaps. And the kids who are stuck in those gaps are poor. They're kids who speak English as a second language. They're kids with special needs. And those are our kids, too. And so the Achievement Gap Act and the innovations it spawned is about reaching the kids we're leaving behind, because all children can learn. All children can flourish. They need to be met where they are. Many of the kids who have been stuck in those so-called achievement gaps are aggregated in our so-called gateway cities. Not surprisingly, that's where populations, concentrations of poverty often lie, and that's why so much innovation has been happening and must happen in our gateway cities. We've identified through the fiscal 2013 budget a significant increase in state funding to support targeted initiatives in our 26 gateway cities with the support of the legislature, and I thank all of you for that support and encouragement. The budget included $3.5 million for competitive grants to support early education and intensive English language instruction for students in these communities. In January last year, we awarded 10 Career Academies planning grants to promote career education and hands-on learning opportunities for high school students, and 12 English Language Learners Enrichment Academies grants to support the establishment of English language enrichment programs, not surprisingly, for middle and high school students. And these grants are making a difference. They are having a positive impact. As a result of receiving Career Academies planning grants, our educators are working with workforce development partners and employers to provide students with career-focused curricula and real-world learning opportunities. In gateway cities across the state, students can enroll today in different types of STEM and healthcare courses. They're learning about career opportunities at the start of high school as opposed to the end of the senior year. So they're beginning to focus their preparation during school on where they think they'd like to land after school. And educators are working with local and regional employers to provide internships for these students. Our students will have the information and experiences they need to be successful in different types of careers, to have the opportunity to try on different careers, and frankly, have employers try them on as well and expose the one to the other. In the gateway cities that received ELL grants, our educators are working with colleges and universities, community-based organizations, and nonprofit organizations to operate intensive and accelerated English language instruction to middle and high school students. In these communities, students are certainly enhancing their English language skills, but they also feel more engaged and excited about learning. This, again, is about meeting students where they are and valuing their experiences and perspectives. They're more confident about their ability to succeed in college, to succeed in careers, and beyond. So today, I am very pleased to announce an additional $1 million to support new grants to school districts in gateway cities to establish career academies and English language enrichment academies, and over $2 million to school districts that received grants last year to expand upon their planning activities. We've had great success in the Commonwealth in trying new, innovative things in education. There is always more to do. And what we have to be about, I believe, with the support of the legislature, is encouraging that calculated risk-taking that we know makes a difference for children today and into the future. Mr. Mayor, it's a pleasure to be your partner, and we look forward to working with you, with the principal and his colleagues throughout the education system here in Lawrence and in gateway cities all across the Commonwealth to lift our common future. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Governor. At this time, I'd like to introduce Secretary Malone to come up and give us some words. So
So as the governor said, today's a great day. We get to give out money to gateway cities to support two things: English language learners and career academies. Some of the best work we're doing in the Commonwealth are in both of these areas. As the governor stated, we have students that still fall behind in achievement gaps, and our work is to focus on their specific needs. So when you think about English language learners, it's about the work that we do here in Lawrence around enrichment academies. It's the work we do to extend the day. It's the work that we do to look at better and new ways to get at sheltered English immersion instruction. When you think about career academies and getting folks connected and bought into the work that we do in schools, some of the most fascinating work that's happening is happening in gateway cities across the Commonwealth to look at connections to higher ed, to community colleges, and to the workplace. These investments are making a difference, and we are very appreciative of the folks that we've elected to represent us to continue to support this funding, this work at the state level so that we in the field can put it to good use. Now, you just sat in the classroom. Let's take it back to the heart of why we do this. Teacher. Teacher working with kids around a very complex concept. Geometric thinking, how to get to area. 6th grade. And we can't get to algebra without knowing that. And we can't get to algebra without knowing computation. So when you think about the pathway and the pipeline and how this governor has aligned education across the Commonwealth from early childhood to higher ed, we are making a difference, we are closing gaps, and this Commonwealth is better for it. It's an honor to be your Secretary of Education. It's an honor to come to places like Lawrence and meet with the teachers who are doing this work, to talk to the site level leaders who work so hard. And they never get thanked for this work. And this work is hard. So as your secretary, I thank you. Our mayor here in Lawrence has got a great focus. Our superintendent here in Lawrence has got a great focus. You two working together are going to make a huge difference for education and, quite frankly, show other places how it can be done. So we thank you for your efforts. This work today that our governor announced and outlined is going to help gateway cities across the Commonwealth. I think there's 26. It's going to help places like Brockton and Pittsfield and Methuen, where I was this morning, in Lawrence, and a whole host of other gateway cities, New Bedford, Fall River, Holyoke, you name it. We're going to be doing good work. So it's an honor to be here. I want to thank our commissioner for the work that the department's doing here in Lawrence specifically. I'm very excited and encouraged by what our governor has talked about this open market around encouraging innovation through an open market approach to be able to put money in a competitive process to get at new ways of doing things, to get results. And we're doing this. This is not pie in the sky. This is real stuff. It's real stuff, and I thank you for it. Without further ado, I think you're the MC today, and you're going to come back up. So I thank you. It's a wonderful place. We love coming to Lawrence. The food in this city is excellent. The people are wonderful, and this is like my second home now, so thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Before I move on, I'd like to acknowledge my boss, and I think personally is, he is the reason why Lawrence is moving to where it's going. So I'd like to welcome the man, I call him, the boss. He's just Superintendent Riley. He's awesome. So welcome, sir. He was a little late today. He was giving a professional development to our teachers at the Tarbox School, who's another school that is knocking on the level 1 door, so it's very exciting. So on that note, I'd like to introduce the commissioner, Mr. Chester. Come on in, sir.
Thank you. Governor, elected officials, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, to the faculty who are here, the teachers, the administrators that are making things happen in Lawrence, my appreciation. I'm going to say a couple of words about that. First of all, this has been a remarkable journey. I've had the pleasure of working for this governor since 2008. And the progress we have made across the Commonwealth, and in particular in the gateway cities, is remarkable. And I'll give you one snapshot of that. If you turn the hands of time back to less than 10 years ago, 2006, 2007, somewhere around there, we had, in a given year, almost 4% of our students dropping out, and that ratio was higher in the gateway cities. The most recent year, the year we finished, 2012 and 13, that rate is down to just over 2%. We have almost cut that in half. Now, what that means, right, because those percentages are kind of abstract, what that means is, compared to that earlier time, this last year, more than 5,000 fewer students dropped out of school in the Commonwealth than several years back. That's huge. Those are lives that are claimed, lives that have hope and purpose, lives that are not lost. And Governor, you've led that agenda through remarkable legislation and the Gateway Cities agenda that you've heard about today. I want to just shout out to Lawrence and Jeff Riley. Jeff, come on, give a wave. He's just anonymously standing over there. When we took receivership of the city, Jeff was the man who I appointed to be the receiver. Jeff has done a remarkable job. I remind him all the time that we're nowhere near close to declaring victory, but the kind of gains we've made, Mr. Mayor, in a short time in Lawrence are nothing short of very, very encouraging. That improvement in the graduation rate, that reduction in the dropout rate, there's no place that has experienced that improvement more quickly than Lawrence has in the last 2 years. It was a school district that 3 years ago had a graduation rate hovering around half of the students. And within 2 years, we've moved that to over 60% of the students. Nowhere's near good enough, but headed in the right direction. So that's the work that we're about in the Commonwealth, and very pleased to be part of this announcement today. And Governor, congratulations on this remarkable agenda.
This is a special honor. We grew up together, went to high school together, and played football. And I think, what the city is getting now with the mayor, this is a spectacular day, and it's an honor to, have you come up here and me introduce to you, the mayor of Lawrence, Mr. Danny Rivera.
I guess being a rookie, I get to get an opportunity to thank everyone for all the great things they're doing here. The state delegation, you guys go up to the Hill every day and fight to get resources here, so I really appreciate that. We have so much need, and these things come around. When we look around, how do we solve some of these problems? And we were saying about Lawrence will always have an accent, and kind of do it as a funny thing, but the reality is that we will always have English language learners, and the need to help them into a continuum that ends with the American dream. So all the work that the commissioner, the receiver, the secretary, and the delegation governor, they've been at it hard, and I think the results are there. We have a little bit of ways to go yet, and I think that's going to be really interesting. But for us, as we think about how do we, bring Lawrence and make Lawrence better, we know that education is first. I learned that at Mayor's Camp. You got to do education. You got to keep the streets safe. We're going to make the streets safe. We're working hard to do that, but at the same time, we're going to stand behind the work that Jeff and the commissioner are doing. We're going to push them a little bit to do some other stuff maybe, and to maybe look at things differently. But at the same time, we're in no hurry to take political control back just for a sense of pride, at the risk of another generation of children failing. So we're prepared to be a good partner for that, and I'm just fortunate. Haven't been a kid in one of these classrooms. Never been a teacher. That was hard. Yeah. That was not easy. Engaging kids who were kind of a little bit scared because there was a bunch of us there, and kids who were right on it. And then so there was even the 4 people that I was at. I don't know if it's the same for you, Governor, but having that interaction is not easy. So I think that what teachers do every day is a spectacular thing, and we just got a little taste of that. So thank you so much. It doesn't seem like a lot. It's $145,000. It's huge. It allows kids to learn, especially those kids who need that extra effort. And we really, really do thank you for that.
And our last speaker of the day, I'd like to call Senator Feingold up.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I see some people have their red and pink ties on. A good shirt over there. I want to thank Principal Lefebvre for the warm introduction, and I want to thank Governor Patrick for coming here today. He has had such an incredible commitment to public education, especially in our gateway cities. Throughout his time in office, Governor Patrick along with Secretary Malone and Commissioner Chester, have been outspoken advocates for education, particularly in our urban areas. The governor led the way for Race to the Top and education reform in 2010 and continues to be a champion of closing the achievement gap. Today is truly a great day in the city of Lawrence. This grant will provide English language learners with incredible opportunities for high-intensity learning. The support provides through today's grants and previous grants truly offers a helping hand and provides families greater opportunity through education. And I'm so proud of what's going on in Lawrence. And I'm so proud of the successes that we've seen with Jeff Riley at the helm and with our new mayor, Dan Rivera. And we are making game-changing reforms here. And Massachusetts and the rest of the country is taking notice. We've seen great stuff happening here in the Parthum School and some of our other schools like the Up Academy Leonard. Grade 6 ranked #2 in Massachusetts for median student growth in math at 83%. In addition, in 1 year math proficiency rates at Up Academy Leonard, they have tripled. From 19% in 2012 to 56% in 2013. These students are 5% away from the state average of 61%. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we would never even thought those numbers would be imaginable. But this is all about the collaboration and the leadership of Governor Patrick. So on behalf of myself, Representative Campbell, Representative Devers, Representative DeZalgio, Representative Moran, we're just happy to be here. But the thing that we all want to work for is we want to give every child educational opportunity. And the last thing that we want is for a kid ever not to get that opportunity based on the zip code. And what we're seeing here today, and because of these grants, we're giving kids the opportunity, as the mayor mentioned, about the American dream, but more importantly is what we call around here the Massachusetts dream, where every single kid should get the best education possible. So thank you all very much for coming here. Once again, thank you, Governor, for your leadership. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Before we close out and all you guys go away and we can get back to our home, as I call this place, I'd like to call up my assistant principal, Janice Shea. We have a little gift, Governor, for you. You're not a true Parthum Panther unless you have one of our hats. So the kids said we got to give him something. So again, Governor, I personally want to say thank you for all your hard work. It's amazing. All right, look at him.